Alright, quick update on HBAR. So we are kind of breaking down right now. It's not looking too good. You can see in the macro time frame, you're below your 786 Fibonacci, which is your literal last line in the sand. Apart from, I guess you could call this your last line in the sand, the absolute lowest wick that I would not want to see a breakdown from. If we come down to the lower time frames and see what we're doing, once again you can see this orange line here. This was your 786 Fibonacci that we did just look at, and this red line down here is two things now. Originally it was the bottom that we put in all the way back down here, but now it is also the neckline of this M pattern, which we are coming down into very, very harshly and very quickly. The neckline is 13 cent 0.85. If we do have a breakdown from there, it could get very, very ugly for HBAR. And this is why I said in yesterday's HBAR video, I would be sitting on the sidelines until the Fed meeting is done. I think there's going to be a lot of turbulence, or is that the right word? Turbulence, not turbulence. There's going to be a lot of turbulence coming into the Federal Reserve meeting coming tomorrow. We have about another 24, at most 48 hours, depending on how quickly they get the meeting done, until we find out what is in the Federal Reserve meeting. You know, if they're going to be talking about raising interest rates, then it might leave a sour taste in investors' mouths. However, if they talk about backpedaling the interest rates and doing it later on in the year, then I think that will allow enough fire and momentum for a lot of these altcoins, and Bitcoin included, to enter their rally stages again. So I really did just want to give you a quick update. In the macro term, absolutely nothing's changed. We're pretty much at the same price as I recorded my video yesterday, so my macro views haven't changed. I really do think it's important that we look at this macro structure and realize that we've invalidated this entire uptrend by coming down below the 786. And I do think we are in some unique circumstances with the Federal Reserve meeting coming out with all this fear. However, I do think this could be a fake out to the downside, but like I said in yesterday's video, I wouldn't be trying to catch the falling knife on this. And when I said that yesterday, we were doing something like this. We were bouncing, and I think we were up here. We were almost coming into the 4-hourly EMAs, and I said, the bottom could be near for HBAR, but if you buy the breakout, you're not buying that much further away from where the price is right now. And the reason why we do that is because, we zoom out, we look at the trend, and you can see the whole downtrend right now is being supported by these 4-hourly EMAs. Every time we come into them, we get rejected. We get rejected, 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 rejected. It's got a 100% ratio of, getting rejected on. So I'd literally be waiting for the first time that we're able to break above it, backtest it, and go off to the races. I do not care about a break above. You can see, we've previously broken above. That's only step one. The most important step is yet to come, and that is backtesting it as support and going off to the races. And as you can see, we broke and failed the back test both times. So as always, the trend is your friend until the end. I would not try and fight this downtrend on HBAR. I would much rather buy after the Fed meeting if the markets do regain confidence, because if you see Bitcoin start rallying, if you see a lot of the other altcoins start to rally, the stock market's looking fairly okay today. But like I said, if you see all of these cryptos rally after the Fed meeting, I think that would be so much safer to buy than before the Fed meeting, because if you're buying before the Fed meeting, you're assuming that nothing bad is going to be said in the Fed meeting. And I'm not an undercover agent that investigates the Federal Reserve. I don't know what they're going to be talking about in tomorrow's meeting. I don't think anyone is really going to have a full scope on what is going to happen in the markets until the Fed meeting is done, which once again is why I say we only have about another 24 hours till the Fed meeting. I said this yesterday. I said we've got 48 hours till the Fed meeting. We're below these 4-hourly EMAs. Until we do get above this, then there's really nothing to talk about. So, hypothetically, we have a reversal tomorrow. We break out after the Fed meeting. That is where I'd look to re-enter the market. I wouldn't look to enter right now, because if the Fed meeting comes out tomorrow and we've got some bad news, for example, they're trying to raise interest rates by, an extortionate amount, that could leave a very sour taste in investors' mouths. It could make investors leave the stock market, it could make investors leave crypto, and you'd probably see the dollar rallying at which point. And I don't think the dollar rallying more at this point is the most off the chart thing to say. The dollar is super bullish right now, and I'm saying that from an objective perspective because I don't like the dollar, I don't hold the dollar, I don't want the dollar to do well. I hold crypto, and when the dollar goes up, crypto goes down. So I'm really just looking at this objectively. There's a lot of variables coming into this Fed meeting, which is why I think get one of those variables out the way, wait till the Fed meeting's done. If we rally out of the Fed meeting, then all you need to do is keep your eyes on these 4-hourly EMAs. If we keep on crashing and crashing and crashing against these 4-hourly EMAs, eventually we're going to break out, and if we do, you might be buying for a cheaper price than if you bought now. And you know, this works from if you were back here. If you bought the exact bottom of this dip, and if you bought the exact bottom of this dip, and the exact bottom of this dip, and the exact bottom of these, you're still at a loss because you did not wait for us to flip the 4-hourly EMA ribbons. You're assuming you know where the bottom is, and the market doesn't normally like people assuming. It normally wrecks those type of people. So I'd be sitting on the sidelines. You can see we're coming very harshly down into the bottom of this M-pan. Keep your eyes on 13.84. Yes, we can recover if we break down from it, but it's going to get very ugly if we break below this floor line. So keep your eyes on it. That's all I've got for HBAR. As always, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion. Cowboy out. Peace.